Hey, good morning, my friends, and welcome here to beautiful Surfside, California, where we are going to cover the SoCal bite for you all here this morning. Man, I'll tell you, things are headed in the right direction in so many different areas. The San Diego Bluefin tuna bite is on, and it's available for LA Orange County-based boats. We'll talk about that. Also, we've got some incredible halibut fishing going on, not only on the sport boats, but there's been some incredible catches in the surf, and on the piers, it's really been mind-boggling. White sea bass still in the mix, and there is some good yellowtail fishing going on at a couple of the islands. You know what time it is, my friends. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning to you all as you indulge me and we toast together with a glorious cup of coffee. Hey, I needed that. Good morning, everybody. It is really an exciting time. Last night, Tackle Shop Confessions at Island Fishing Tackle. It's a live show where you can ask questions, but now it's available to you to go back and listen to. And we covered the hot bites, and Sam showed the tackle you'll need to be successful. Tackle Shop Confessions, Tuesday nights. Next Tuesday, Sam's on the Royal Star, so we'll have a Tuesday off. But man, I'll tell you, what a great show, pushing 1,000 views already. I mean, boom. We had a lot of people on there all night long. Boy, I'll tell you, we've got a lot to go over with you. Hit that like button. Please share these videos. Subscribe to the channel. And also, if you'd be so kind as to click the bell, you'll be notified when there is new content. And we're breaking in during the daytime now with shorts, like little 30-second shorts to get you updated when something changes. So it doesn't take a lot of your time, but it gets you right on point and heads you in the right direction. All right. Let's go to San Diego. Well, let me just jump across the border and mention now, those guys, the Pongeros, are starting to get more and more bluefin tuna. Not that they haven't been getting them, but they're starting to catch more and more and more. And that bluefin tuna is becoming more active and really starting to bite. Now, yesterday, the big news was, of course, the San Diego full-day boat out of Seaforth Sport Fishing in San Diego. And it was Ryan Bostian. Man, did he have a stellar day. The day before, he had no bluefin tuna, but he kept his head high. He was seeing so much fish. He knew that it was a matter of time, and bam, limits of bluefin tuna. Nice fish, 30 to 40-pound grade fish for the most part, and all of it on the fly line bait. I won't say all of it, but most of it on the fly line bait. Some are on the smaller Daiwasakana type lures, fish, whatever it is you like, but most of it, and the fish are finicky. I'm telling you, 25-pound really got bit well. You can fish 30 and even 40 and get a bite with a good hot bait. But 25-pound, you can land those fish on that. You'll get more bites. And a number 4 size hook, can you believe that? Really small, maybe a number 2. But that was the key to your success on the daytime bite. And it looked really good. There are some big ones still lurking around. There's really 2 distinct areas of bluefin tuna right now. Let me describe it to you. So one is south of the Coronado Islands in Mexican waters, and that fish is predominantly that smaller grade fish, that smaller. I mean, this is just a new universe now. They're beautiful, big fish, but compared to those 100, 200 pounders, that 30 to 40 pound fish, sometimes 20 pounds, is located there. Then out at San Clemente Island, near there at least, we've got that bigger grade fish that is starting to bite at night also, and that is really starting to show remarkable progress and opening up the door for LA Orange County-based boats. I'll get into that in a moment. So now you know about those 2 distinct schools. Great day on the San Diego. Grande had 7 bluefin tuna yesterday. Saw a lot. And remember, we're going from 0 to now all of a sudden starting to catch these things, and it is looking good. Now, last night on the Polaris Supreme, our dear friend KJ was on the Supreme. First of all, KJ raved about the boat. He said the crew and the food and everything spectacular on the Polaris Supreme. Then he got into the fishing and shared some of his great knowledge. KJ from Mag 12 Swim Baits, a super great guy. He's been all over the world here recently, and I'll tell you right now, let me share some of the things that he had to say because it is so important. Most, if not all, their night bite last night, and they had 17 bluefin tuna. Most of it was on the sinker bomb, so sinker with the treble hook on it. That was working really, really well. He said it didn't have to be glow in the dark. It worked really well. They had fish from 35 to 130 pounds, plus pounds for that matter. KJ also was saying that it is super important to know the depth that the fish are at. Jacob on the Pegasus, combining both their knowledge now. As I talked to him, he said, Phil, it's really important you know how deep your lure is. It's super important because those are the guys that are getting bit the best. That colored Iser line, metered line, if you mark your line, you've got to know exactly where you're at. Those are the guys who were getting bit. Jacob on the Pegasus said that was so important. Now, Jacob over there on the Pegasus said that sinker bait fishing during the daytime was effective, small jigs in the daytime, and then sinker bombs and knife jigs at night, concurring with KJ's observations. So that sounds so good to me, and it sounds like we are definitely headed in the right direction on this fish, looking fantastic. So the bigger fish up by Clemente, then you got that smaller grade. It's starting to bite in the daytime. You know how to take them. You're going to need that light stuff, but you're going to need that 100-pound outfit. 2-speed reel is going to do you really, really well in these bites. And I'm telling you right now, make sure that you've got that metered line, that you know the depth. When the captain says drop to 450 feet, you know. And on board the Pegasus, Jacob said it was a lot of really, really deep fish. Deep, 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 deep was the name of the game yesterday. Keep that in mind, and you should be fine. So that is great news. Hopefully it's going to continue. We'll be monitoring it all for you here today out of San Diego and LA Orange County-based landings. The Fury, 7 bluefin tuna in a great night bite. Nice big ones. They're fishing at San Clemente Island fish. They had 13 yellowtail, some of those fish to 30 pounds, and they had limits of rockfish and whitefish and sheepshead. Just a stellar trip on board the Fury, no question about it. So that is available now. Now, whether your guys are going to take you there or not, you're going to have to talk to the landing, talk to the boat, but I would bring that kind of tackle because, you know, a guy can be sitting up in the wheelhouse, driving the boat, heading out that night and get a call that it's wide open bluefin tuna. Get your butt out here. Get out here right now. And you don't have the tackle, you're going to be in trouble. I'm just telling you, it's one of those years where you bring everything. You bring that light stuff, you bring that heavy stuff, and you keep your fingers crossed that now we are going to just keep rocking through this season. As I have been saying to you, and I firmly believe it in my heart, this is just going to get better and better and better. It's going to culminate with one heck of a summer and a beautiful fall bite. I am loving what we're seeing. Out at San Clemente Island, also fishing the island itself, Thunderbird, 12 yellowtail yesterday. Nothing wrong with that. That is a nice hit for those guys. So hopefully that's going to continue to head in the right direction. Surfers are all over here today having fun. My friend Valentino is going to roll by in the background in 1 second. Hey, there's Valentino going by. He looks very serious. He's got all this kelp on the beach that he's got to deal with. All right, so back to the bite. Good fishing at Clemente. More and more yellow starting to show up there. It's mostly a fly line bait type of bite, but there has also been some surface ironfish at SCI. Nothing wrong with that. All right, pursuit. How about Brian McLean? He went 4 for 7 on the yellowtail and got his personal best yesterday. Brian, congratulations, my friend. Good job. Sport King over there with 12 yellows, 4 halibut, and a white sea bass. Patriot had 9 yellowtail. Nothing wrong with the bite at Catalina Island, and there is still the possibility. In fact, I think it looms large that you get a sea bass bite at Cat here in the next few days. Another grunion run tonight on these beaches, but the moon phase is perfect for all of that and more to happen. So I like what we're seeing at Cat and elsewhere. Now, Catalina Island yellowtail have been very finicky, 15-pound fluorocarbon, www.optionusa.com. Put in FA at checkout. I think that is super important right now. So make sure that you're fishing the fluoro, you're fishing the light, and a small hook. Also, you know, sometimes a number 2 hook, a 1-0 hook. You're going to talk to your crew and captain. They're out there every single day. They know what happened the day before, and they can tune you up and get you headed in the right direction. So that is all good news. Still, good rock fishing for the local boats from San Diego all the way up. They're scoping and rockfish. Our local bite, I suspect that we're going to get some barracuda in here in the next 10 days or so, just given the fact that we have so much anchovy and the water's almost to the point where that gar should turn on. I really believe you're going to see barracuda here very, very soon. But for the most part, it's rockfish, sculpin, that kind of a thing for the boys that are staying local because of the cooler water temperatures. But hang on, I think some gar is on the way. And then you guys are going to be throwing the iron like Jeff Yeoman's 540 Slingers Club. Man, they're going to be chucking iron and catching gar, and that is really one of the most fun things you can do in saltwater sport fishing. I absolutely love catching barracuda. Up there in the Channel Islands, we continue to get good halibut fishing. There's been some white sea bass taken. Some of the guys are keeping a lid on the sea bass. I'll share that with you in the coming days, but there's been some great white sea bass. There's good halibut fishing up there. tons of rockfish, beautiful weather right now. It's gorgeous, not much wind at all. It's gorgeous here this morning, and we just continue to head in the right direction. Mike Armenta on board the Aloha Spirit, Captain Pat O'Brien. Mike had his personal best white sea bass, a gorgeous fish. Nice going. My Coral Sea, Santa Barbara, 3 halibut up there out of Santa Barbara. And all those guys, or most of them, if they focus on rockfish, they have no problem catching a bunch of rockfish for you. More and more halibut in the surf, throwing those lucky crafts. You can also catch them on a chrome crocodile, but the Grunion Run gets those predators on the beach. And Sam De La Torre on Tackle Shop Confessions last night had a source, a trusted source, who said that 2 guys the other day on the Redondo Pier, each one of these 2 had a limit of halibut, 5 flatties per person. That is pretty darn remarkable, if you ask me. Really, really great stuff going on. So while it's a little gloomy and it's even kind of not rainy, but misty, let's call it, it's kind of cool. It's anything but that out there, and it shows so much great potential as things are heating up and looking really, really good. I love what's going on with that bluefin tuna. That's great. The Fury showing us that there's LA Orange County-based BFT, yellows at Clemente, yellows at Catalina. Great fishing in the Channel Islands. Let's keep it rocking. Let's pray that it just keeps heading in the right direction. And with the moon phase and the weather, I like everything I see, and I'm hoping we're going to have another fun and great day today. By the way, if you have not watched the Brian Wynn show that I did just a couple of days ago about the mechanics and the science of catching big bluefin tuna, now is the time to do it. It's on the Friedman Adventures Facebook page. You can find it there, or you can just go through our menu. It's about 4 shows back, and that would be really fantastic. It will help you. I'm telling you, some guys are on a fish for 2 hours. The guys that watch this video and employ Brian's great techniques and strategies will take 20 minutes on a fish. Buenos dias, Valentino. Check that out when you get a chance. All right, my friends, have a great morning. It's beautiful, I hope, and send you all my very, very best. And as usual, I hope to see you really, really soon. Excellent fishing on board the San Diego full day boat out of C4 Sport Fishing, as they have limits of bluefin tuna. That is 2 fish per rod, 30 to 40 pound fish biting on fluorocarbon, 25, 30, and 40 pound, and small hooks, number 2 hooks, and a good hot bait. This is a great signal and sign. Here we go. Bluefin tuna limits on board the San Diego
Coming in
today.
here? Run for your life, Mark.
Mr. Whitaker, good to see you. How's everything? Are you working freely, or did he kidnap you? Exciting times here at 22nd Street Landing. Pat Whitaker coming in on the mañana, talking to Mark Faison on the Freedom Going for Fuel. Quick Friedman Adventures afternoon update. There's some yellows biting at San Clemente Island. The Thunderbird's got a handful out there. Native Sun has some fish out of 22nd Street Landing fishing Catalina. You are now looking at the latest catch, a 2-day trip on board the Apollo out of 22nd Street Landing. The moon phase and the weather are perfect for more sea bass to continue to bite, so we'll keep our eyes on it and keep you all informed. Don't miss the morning briefing every morning. That was the sonar on board the Pegasus early this morning as they had a big jag of bluefin tuna underneath them. They've since caught 3 fish, but that's been a while since I've talked to them. And now word from the San Diego. They've got 14 bluefin tuna on the deck, 30 to 40 pound fish, fishing with 25 to 40 pound fluoro, and small hooks have been. Catalina Island continues to show very good signs on white sea bass. And here at Friedman Adventures, we love the moon phase we're going into, combined with some really nice weather. Here you're looking at photos from the Pursuit out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro. They go every single morning. Look for some really good scores here in the coming days. Nice weather, great moon phase, and the fish are biting. We told you all that squid would pay off, and it is starting to do just that. Alex Serrano had great success fishing with his Daiwa BG 2500 and 20-pound line. He said light line was the key, and also fishing with anchovy. He had most of his 9 halibut on chovy and a couple on mackerel.
Another one on the small rod. Yes, woo, that little rod is killing him. Woo, man, that baby rod's killing him.
That baby rod's murdering them.
I got another one on that little ass rod. Just look at that. 29 pounds. We'll just call him 29. On an anchovy, my boy. On a small ass anchovy.
Where's the rod? Where's the rod?
Right there, right there.
Damn.
That's a halibut killer.
The sun rod.